Hello there and greetings from Percentilers. This is Mayank Raj Singh bringing to you the next video in the video solution series of CAT 2020 slot 2. So this is our first video on algebra questions which appeared in the slot 2 of CAT 2020. So let us have a look at the first question. You please pause the video and give it a try if you wish to, and then resume. You must have realized that clearly this is a question of geometric progression. So the first things first, you see that there is a term n minus m in the expression that we are supposed to find, and related to m and n, this is a situation given which clearly tells you that n minus m is going to be positive. So this term is positive. We want to find the smallest possible value of this entire expression, r plus n minus m, where we know n minus m is positive. Now the entire expression can turn negative only if r is negative. Only then is there a possibility for the second or the third option. Okay, let us move ahead. So suppose a is the first term and everything else is already given to you. Mth term will be given as a r to the power m minus 1, and nth term will be given as a r to the power n minus 1, and this is 3 by 4 and this is 12. So if we do Tn by Tm, then we get r to the power n minus m. So something which is signaled in the required expression, we are somehow reaching there. And here it will be like 12 upon 3 by 4. This will become 16. Alright, so now we have r to the power n minus m as 16. We are focused on trying to get r negative. How can r be negative? It could be minus 2 to the power 4 or minus 4 to the power 2. Okay, it could be 2 to the power 4 or 4 to the power 2 also, but we are hell-bent on getting the smallest possible value. So we are going to take the smallest possible value of r. So we are going to stick with r being minus 4 and n minus m being 2. And if we add these two, we are going to get our expression r plus n minus m to be equal to minus 2. I think this is the best that we could do to get the smallest possible value of r plus n minus m, and this way minus 2 becomes the answer to the question. Hope you understood this. Moving ahead. Okay, a question sounding similar to this was also there in slot 1 of the same exam, but the only difference being that even the power was a quadratic expression. So similarly I'm going to solve this. So suppose I'm going to call this as a and x plus 1 as b. So we are given the condition that a to the power b is 1. Now this can happen in three ways. Either a is 1 and b could be anything. Second, b is 0 and a could be anything but 0. And third, a is negative 1 and b is even. So we are going to check all these three conditions one by one, checking the first condition where a is 1 and we don't care about b. If x square minus 5x plus 7 is 1, which implies that, now this is, I think, the first quadratic expression that everybody solves in their academic career. We get two integer values of x from here. So we get two values of x from the first situation. Second situation, if b is 0 and a is non-zero. Now about this a, the expression a, you know, the discriminant. So if we want to put this as 0, the discriminant is negative, which tells you that this expression can never be equal to 0 or unreal x, and we want integer quantities. That means this will never be able to equal to 0. Alright, so one thing we discovered, that a cannot be 0. We can move ahead to find b as 0. So that means x plus 1 should be equal to 0, and we get one integer value of x from here as well. Now the third thing, if a is minus 1 and b is even. Okay, we are focused on finding an integer value of x or integer values of x for which this a, x square minus 5x plus 7, be equal to minus 1, which would imply this. And again the discriminant for this expression is negative. That means this also can never be equal to 0. When the discriminant is negative, that means the entire parabola is over the x-axis, so it will never meet x-axis. So this will never be equal to 0. Okay, which means this is not possible. All right, So third case has been discarded, scrapped. So second case and first case, they together give us three values of x, 2, 3 and -1. So any one of these values will get our job done. So I think we reach the answer to the question, and that is the first option, three values. All right, then moving to our next question. Okay, this is an interesting question. Okay, I'll tell you two ways to go about this question. One way is the observation way, observation and reasoning way, and the second way is hardcore mathematical way. I realize 2601 is 51 square, and then I realize that 51 plus 51 make 102. Do you think it's a coincidence? No, there cannot be such a huge coincidence. These things must be related. Also, I have an understanding that whenever it is about finding an extreme value, minimum or maximum, varies from case to case, it has something to do with equality or uniformity. If you think like this, more often than not, you will succeed, even if you do not know exactly how to solve the question. One way is, I am going to take x and y equal, so and each equal to 51. So I'm going to take this 2601 as 51 into 51. So 51 into 1 plus 1 upon 51, and then 51 into 1 plus 1 upon 51. If you see clearly, this and this and this are same actually. You know, I'll get 51 plus 1 into 51 plus 1, that is 52 square, and that is 2704. This is the shortest approach that I could think of, the algebraic solution. Okay, before getting to this solution, I want to tell you that if the sum of two numbers is constant, like here it is given x plus y is equal to 102, a constant, then a into b will be maximum if a is equal to b. There is no exception to this rule. Okay, this can be proven by the concept of arithmetic mean always being greater than or equal to geometric mean, etc. But let's not get into that. We'll stick to this only. A into b will be maximum if a is equal to b. Now we know, we have to find the minimum possible value of this. So 2601 multiplied, we cannot change that. We can only try to figure out what this bracket thing is going to become. 1 plus 1 by x into 1 plus 1 by y will be equal to 1 plus, okay, now this is nothing but x plus y is constant 102, so it is nothing but 103 by x into y. So this variable component gets down to become 1 plus 103 upon xy. We have already talked about this, that for this expression to be minimum, this xy has to be maximum because it's in the denominator. Okay, and xy will be maximum if x is equal to y. So now what we did in our red solution, now we are going to prove it in this blue solution, and we have just done that. So x is equal to y, that means they should be equal to, each equal to 51. So if we do that, this entire thing becomes 2601 into 1 plus 103 over 51 square, which becomes 2601 plus 103 into 51 square upon 51 square, and this way also you get the answer as 2704. These are two solutions, actually the same solution, but one is very short and the other is. Hope you learned something from this. And now moving on to our next question. Okay, so this is a question of logarithms, but despite being a question of logarithm, this uses various concepts of algebra apart from being a logarithm question. So I'm first going to list down the properties of logarithm that are going to be used. So one is log x to the base x will be equal to 1. The other is log x to the base y can be written as log x over log y, and the other, everybody knows, log x upon y is log x minus log y. So these three I'm going to use. Apart from that, there is another property which says that k plus 1 by k will be always be greater than or equal to 2 if k is positive. The equality holds true if k is equal to 1. These are the concepts which are going to be used in this. So once I'm going to expand this expression as this. Okay, so this is 1, this is 1, so this entire expression becomes 2 minus log 2 minus log b to the base a plus log a to the base b. So this bracket expression you can write better as log b to the base a plus 1 upon log b to the base a. Okay, now there is something that you have to know, that if x is greater than 1, then log x is going to be positive. We understand it with the help of the graph of log also. You see, so if this is the graph of log x, so if you take x greater than 1, you get the positive values of log. Okay, so we understand that this is positive, and we have already understood that if this expression is going to be positive, it is going to be greater than 2. Okay, so if this expression is going to be greater than 2, the greatest possible value of this entire expression is going to be 0. Okay, you cannot get this expression to be equal to 1. Okay, so 1 is not possible. It is equal, it can be 0 if a is equal to b. That means if this log thing becomes 1, it can be minus 1 if this bracket becomes equal to 3, which is possible, and it can be minus half if this bracket thing becomes equal to 2.5, which is also possible, because anything equal to or greater than 2 is possible for this bracket. So this was a good question. So ending the video here. In the next video we'll see the remaining questions of algebra. So hope you learned something from this, and guys, keep watching this space for much more to come. This is Mayank Raj Singh signing off. Thank you so very much.